Yo, what's up guys, it's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my F1 2016 career mode for Season 3 here for round 8 I believe of the season at Silverstone. And the episode 50 guys, a really big milestone in total, part 50 you could say of this series, and a massive thank you for you guys for your continued support on the series, even though we're at this late stage on the F1 2016 game where obviously the game is pretty much dead now, and we're looking into the future of F1 2017 in about 10 days time. But I'm determined to try and power through this. I've still got a few races left to go, so I'm going to try my utmost hardest to try and get this done before F1 2017 comes out. And I believe this week may be a career mode week, so there should be an episode almost every single day, so keep an eye out for that one. But this video was meant to go out yesterday, however I had a few delays and just had to go out today unfortunately, so hopefully you guys can appreciate that, and hope you guys are enjoying the series. So let's try and smash the like button for the support on this series. But jumping straight into it now, into qualifying. As you can see, currently in the first attempt of qualifying lap on the medium tyres, just to get a feel for the track, and it's a pretty poor lap, and pretty much got us last place. Then we went out for a second attempt on the soft tyres, and we got held up on our attempt, as you can see there, by the Prema car. So even though I did improve by quite a substantial margin by around just over a second, the amount of lap time I lost in that lap and not hooking up, and also the Prema car just giving me a big delay, I lost so much time, and the lap was only good enough for P12. However, I went out for one more run on these soft tyres at the end of qualifying, and this was my best lap of the session. So we're going to ride on board now as we approach turn 1 here, try and carry as much speed as possible, a little lift into the first corner, then fling it left into turn 2 as we now approach turn 3, the village section here, down to third gear, pick up the apex, try and keep it nice and tight, square on the power for a short run down into turn 4, pick up the apex at turn 4, crucial to get good traction out of here as we go on to turn 5 and onto the Wellington straight, open up DRS, and now you basically prepare yourself for the break point of turn 6 here, trying to spot pretty much the 100 metre board on the right hand side, maybe even the 50 if you're feeling daring on the brakes. And so far it's been a pretty damn good lap, and we're a couple of tenths up on our best as we now go on our way through the Brooklands to Luffield section, and we're now approaching Woodcote, which is the old final corner, onto the old pit straight here, and so far pretty damn good speed as we go up to 8th gear, now drop it down 2 gears for the old turn 1 Cops corner here. Really nice line through there, just getting outside the white line, but we'll let that one go. I was pretty damn close on the track limits. But into Maggotts and Beckett's now, dropping it a gear for the first part. Maggotts now into Beckett's in 5th gear, and then finally Chapel, crucial to get a good exit out of here onto the hangar straight. And so far we're making a very good job of this lap, recovering time where we left off last time with the mistake we had with the Prema car, as we now go down the hangar straight, approaching Stowe corner here, down to 5th gear, dip it down to 4th momentarily to get the nose in, or keep it in 5th, either of your choice. I keep it in 5th, trying to squat the power on, and now we come up to the Val chicane, down to 3rd gear, try and pick up the apex. I turn a little bit too early, which upsets my line through the right hander. We've only got one more corner to go, the final corner, club corner. Here we go, getting the power on, keeping it nice and tight towards the line, and the lap is pretty damn good, and it's going to be P8 for qualifying. However, in the grand scheme of things, the pace is pretty poor around here, and it's going to be a very, very tough race to try and perform tomorrow. Alonso manages to out-qualify me there, and as you can see, it's pretty much almost 2x2 team order there, and the race is going to be very, very tight and very interesting tomorrow. The Audi doesn't have any pace in practice, especially on the race runs. They looked miles off, so I think me and Alonso could be in for a very tough race tomorrow, and this one could be the toughest one of the season yet, even though there's a lot of downfalls to suit our car. For some reason, we're just losing a lot of time around it. Either way, it's going to be an interesting race, and hopefully we can try and convert this P8 into a better result for the race, for the British Grand Prix. Right, so here we are on the race on Sunday for Silverstone, and it's P8 on the grid after a very okay-ish qualifying. I really don't have the pace around this circuit. I'm really struggling, and that lap in qualifying, I really tried hard to hook it all up, but a few little mistakes in the lap. I think I could have done better, but still, I was really pushing on the edge that lap, and I just don't have the pace. I'm nowhere near the top 6 this one. I set every race. I feel like I set every race, but this one does feel a bit distant, I'm not going to lie. In terms of the race strategy, soft tyres we're going to be starting on, moving over to the hards, and then the mediums, custom strategy that I've made, and I've overfueled the car slightly. Also, no chance of rain, so it's going to be dry throughout, so hopefully we can try and do the best of what we got. I think this race, if we can get a top 5, that's a good result, because this race is going to be damage limitation down to its finest. So, here we are then at Silverstone. It's now officially the second half of the season, round 8, and it's my home race. I want to try and put on a performance for the fans. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the race for the British Grand Prix. Right then, Silverstone, round 8, 5 red lights. It's going to be lights out and away we go. Let's try and get a good start. Really good launch off the line here. Let's keep the Williams cars behind us because they're going to be a threat as we go into turn 1 now. We've got Sainz on our inside, Williams on our inside, Sainz up ahead. We've kept that position. Alonso's made a good start there, getting past Carlos Sainz here, and I'm making the move now up the inside of the Spaniard here. Let's see if we can try and make a move on Alonso. Verstappen's up into P2 there. Lewis already walking away out front in his home race, obviously wanting to impress the home crowd and bring home a home win. Both Ferraris going side by side here onto the Wellington straight. Let's see what happens as I pick up a toe on Alonso. The straight line speed isn't great. I'm going to look to the inside on the brakes. Can I pull it off? Lock up on the left front. But we are going to take the inside on our teammate. I'm going to just close the door, but Alonso is still there, so I've got to leave him the room. I'm going to have the outside line. Alonso's going to just come up the inside. I'm going to get the traction on the exit. Can we power past Alonso in the same machinery? Yes, we do. There we go. Running a little bit wide there, but up into P6, pretty good. They're going to go 3-1 into turn 1 behind us. The Williams car, I think Stroll, Alonso and Sainz going 3 wide. Stroll's actually made it work and pulled off a double overtake, but here we go then. Into Maggots and Beckett's for the first time behind the Ferrari cars. I don't know how my pace will be against these guys. I'm not expecting to keep up. If I do keep up, it's because they're going to be battling, so I think this race is going to be looking behind us instead of in front of us. So let's try and set into rhythm here and see what we can do. Right, onto the hanger straight. I've got okay pace. I'm sort of keeping up, but here comes Lance Stroll. He's very quick. This track does sort of suit the Williams cars, even though they haven't got the downforce. They've got the straight line speed. I'm looking for the outside. I just locked tyres there with Lance Stroll, and I think that's forced me out wide. So I'm gonna hold on to the position because I feel like I was gonna make the move anyway. We've got yellow flags behind, so something's happened at Stowe Corner. So maybe some sort of contact behind. Will that trigger a safety car or a VSC? We'll have to wait and see. Right now, 36-1. We're going to come under threat from Stroll into turn 1, which isn't ideal. I'm going to back out the throttle and let Stroll go because it's just going to frustrate me in this race. The pace he's got in a straight line, so I'd rather sit behind him and follow him and see what pace he's got, because this constant swapping positions because of the straight line is not going to help neither of us. So I'm going to sit behind Stroll and just follow him and see what he does. Okay, here comes Perez up my inside at turn 1. I'm going to have to leave him the room on the inside. This is really not good. Like the straight line deficit is really not helping around here. I mean, just losing hand over fist in just every possible opportunity, and it's just not ideal for us. And I think the top 5 are already out of sight, which isn't ideal. So we're just really going backwards here. Look at this. You watch. Perez is going to absolutely destroy me in a straight line. There he goes. I'm going to pull a bit to the inside, but I can't match that straight line speed, and I've just tagged his side pod. Right, okay, let's try and focus now because I'm starting to get frustrated already because of the straight line speed problems we're having. Alonso is just going backwards. I'm going backwards. This car is just, I don't know what it is, but we are really, really struggling around this circuit, and it's not ideal one bit. So we're down to P10. Let's keep going, but wow, we're really in trouble here. Right, I'm literally pushing Grosjean into Copse Corner here. I've got so much pace for the corners, but I've got nothing in the straights. I mean, it's just so frustrating. So we're going to sit behind Grosjean for now, but I'm really wanting to make the move, and Sainz is going to move on it. I don't want to lose Sainz in front of me because he could be a good person to follow. So I'm going to try and pick off Grosjean here and get past him on the hanger straight. He hasn't got DRS now anymore, so this is going to be a good opportunity for me to get past him. The team are going to pick this up. I'm going to stay out for one more because I've got a bit of pace left in these tyres that I want to squeeze out before I come in for hards. So let's get past Grosjean there. Now let's try and crack on as Sainz puts off into the pit lane. Let's see what this lap is like, and let's see if we can try and get past Perez. I want to try and really step up my pace now and get a move on. Right, I'm going to start for one more lap, which means it's going to promote me up into P2. I feel like I've got the pace. I'm currently on for a personal best, and I'm catching Perez again. So I don't know what it is about the soft tyres, but they seem to be lasting a little bit longer for me, and I'm hitting a bit of a second life with them. As I said, a personal best 35.8. So I'm going to do one more. I will put in this lap though, so let's make it count. This is going to be a very good in lap, and I want to try and get on the back of Perez here. Right, the front left is pretty much gone now, so I think we've timed this to pretty much perfection. Here we go, let's try and slow it down now for the pit entry on a 60. There we go. Right, so we're close to Perez. Ideally, I'd like to exit the pit lane in front of him, but I think it's not going to happen. We've got plenty of cars in behind us in the pit lane. Hopefully they don't hold us up. We've got our pit box pretty far down, so we should be okay. On a 60 km/h pit lane speed limit, it should be okay, so there shouldn't be any issues in regards to traffic. So here we go then, into the pit box. Let's pull in here. Perez is going to get on his way. We're going to go into the hard tyres. We've got a nice bit of rich mix to burn up, so hopefully we can use it. But there we go. P8, we're going to probably drop down to P10 from the pit exit, so that's not too shabby. Back basically where we was. We've now got a bit of a better tyre to go nice and long in this stint, and also plenty of rich mix to burn. So let's crack on here. We're going to come out ahead of Grosjean, which is crucial because I was ahead of him before. So there we go. Everybody on track now is on medium, so I'm going to be on these hard tyres, and everyone's going to be, I'm guessing, on hards at the end. So Hopefully the strategy works. We're going to go for a bit of a different strategy here. Now let's crank on with the rich mix and start pushing. Alright, personal best 35.6. I'm in rich mix, but pace is good. We got more people stopping. Hamilton and Verstappen, who are on softs, I believe, now in for their second stop onto medium. So they're on a 3-stop strategy, I believe. So right now, if I commit to my 2-stop, I'm ahead of them on track on net position. So that is good news for us. That's a few places we're going to gain. So far, the placing of these tyres is pretty good. I'm keeping the gap to Grosjean. He's not getting into DRS. So we're more or less settling into this little gap here. But I think we could be catching Perez soon once his tyres start to fade away a little bit. Oh, safety car. Okay, that's an interesting one. Something must have happened behind them. There's no retirement, so I don't know what that is. But either way, I was going to say, I don't know what it is around here. We've got no pace. Audi have confirmed that there will be an upgrade for Spa and Monza for the high power circuit. So we're going to have to grit our teeth through Hungary first, which should suit our car a little bit more. And then we'll have an upgrade for the fast power circuits, and then that hopefully it will help us for the rest of the season. But I think Alonso's standing like P20 this race. I'm really struggling here in P7. And I can't actually beat a Force 1. And I can't really beat the Haas Monster either. So, like, the pace really just isn't there. I don't know what it is. You'd think a track with so many high-speed corners would suit the downforce of a car. But for some reason, there's just no grip. The car is just not switched on around here. And it's a really, really weird one. But, yeah, if we can survive this, I think right now, if I could finish in P8 and take my starting position in terms of points scored, I'd be more than happy with that. So, yeah, overall, a very weird one. And you would have seen the incident what triggered the safety car on screen. I'm guessing someone had a puncture or something. So, yeah, we're going to probably cut on now to the safety car restart. Okay, so Perez has just come in the pit lane. So that's going to promote me up into a higher position. Also, people like Stroll in the pit lane. So, we've got a few cars in there, which is going to give us quite a few positions on track. Even though I don't have the pace, it's going to be quite interesting. We're going to go all the way up to, I think, P4 by the look of it. So, there you go, not too shabby. We're going to have net race position on these tyres with only one more stop to go. So, things are looking pretty damn good right now. I'm having quite a few screen freezes also this race. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the track. I don't know. My computer's struggling to keep up. I'm not really sure, but hopefully it doesn't affect our performance too badly. But right now, we're on P4 on hard compound tyres. And Valtteri Bottas has been disqualified. It must have been Bottas then who's had the incident, because he must have maybe had a puncture. Maybe he's like facing backwards or something. So Bottas disqualified from the British Grand Prix, and we got Seb Vettel now behind us on softs. I've just driven past Bottas' scene of the accident. So now that's promoted something to P3. Unbelievable. So from a race where we had no pace, we've only one stop to go now. Could we get something out of this? Because we'll be on mediums on the last stint. So is there a possibility we could get something out of this race? Because if we do, I'll be very, very happy. So this has given us a lifeline here, and something that I really didn't think would happen, and something that I really didn't expect. So yeah, we've been blessed. So let's wait for the safety car restart and see what we can do once the safety car comes back in. Right now, the strategy options are very interesting, because right now I've saved up a lot of fuel because I want to try and go to rich mix to the end of the race, which I'm pretty much thereabouts, and I think I've got enough fuel now to run it rich to the end. However, looking at my tyre wear, with the amount of laps to go, I am weighing up the possibility of going to the end on these tyres. If I do come in, I think I'm probably going to come in for a set of softs now because of the safety car, so we've got the tyre life that we need. But this is going to be very interesting. I'll see how these next few laps go, but basically I may come in for softs in the final stint. The safety car should be in this lap, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly select soft tyres for the next stop, and yeah, we'll see, because I feel like that's something I can make work. So we're going to crank up to rich mix now, get ready for the restart, and now it's basically going to be a case of just checking our tyre wear now for these next few laps. I'm going to try and push hard on these tyres. We've got a great opportunity here. Vettel's going to fly past me. I'm happy to let him go because he is on soft tyres. I want to try and be clever about this, try and pick up the scraps and drive intelligently. So here we go, get ready for the restart again. Let's try and be smart. Let's try and have some good pace on these tyres, and let's push these while we've still got a bit of tyre left. Meanwhile, double retirement at the back. Massa, Mick Schumacher out. So very shocking developments there. But here we go. Here comes Vettel. I'm not going to fight him too hard, so actually we've got yellow flag, so he can't go past just yet, so he's going to have to sit behind me for now. But here we go then, he's probably going to pass me very soon, most likely onto the Wellington straight. So let's just let Vettel pass. I don't want to make it too complicated for him, because I want to try and use him to leverage me and get me close to Ricciardo and Stroll and keep me up with these guys and try and have some good pace. So here we go then, onto the Wellington straight. DRS isn't enabled just yet, but I feel like Vettel may have enough in slipstream to get past me even though I'm in rich mix. Here we go. Not quite. Okay, so maybe the rich mix is helping me out there, so Vettel can't make the move. He's on my inside now though. I'm going to probably let him have the inside through this next right-hander, so I'm going to run a little bit wide. Let Vettel go through. That's not gone well. That's not gone well at all. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Another retirement. Kubica's out. I've lost my front wing. I don't know how that's gone so wrong. I really don't know how. I feel like a right idiot. Right, strategy change then. Screw the soft tyres. It's going to have to be mediums now. So, into the pit lane this lap. We're down to 18 runners. I'm right at the back. So, let's see what we can cover in this final stint. Basically, I'm going to have a front wing change and we're going to try and go for an undercut on mediums. And let's see how many cars I can get by. So, let's try and go for it. Right then, into the pit lane. Let's try and slow it down here. Hit our marks. So it all down to 60, which is going to be close, but we made it work. We've got a couple of cars in ahead of us. That's I think that's a Haas I can see there. And I'm not sure what the other cars. I think it might be the Williams of Stroll. But there we go. Van Dorn, that's who it is. So we have a front wing change onto medium tyres, and then the strategy is simple. Push as hard as we can. I can't believe that's just happened before. I'm still a bit angry about that. I mean, it was all going so well. It was all beautifully poised for me to still somehow pull something out of this race. But I think now with this front wing change, it's going to be very hard. I don't even know if these tyres are going to get to the end or not. So yeah, we're literally just trying our luck here. So let's hope for the best and see what we can do now in the remaining 10 laps of the race. So let's get cracking. Right, we've got a few cars leaving the pit lane, including Max Verstappen. So let's see if we can come out ahead of Max here. It's going to be very close. There he is. He's going to be on cold tyres. And we're right up his rear end. We've got McLaren also there, and Alonso's just up the road. So we are close to these guys, but I want to try and get past them. Max is going to be sort of on the pace. I mean, he's in a Red Bull, so he's still going to be bloody quick, but he's on the hard tyres, and I've got DRS, and I'm in rich mix, and I'm pushing on these fresh mediums. So let's make it work for us by going up the inside and make a simple move and try and pull away. Right, Verstappen's got DRS. He's going to fly past me, which isn't ideal. I'm just losing time again. I really hate the straight line speed. I hope Audi bring a good upgrade, because this is really, really, really frustrating here. As we go around the outside of Verstappen, he's still going to be on my outside. This is really annoying me now. I'm losing a lot of time. Right, let's squeeze him out. I want to get past Ocon to put him between myself and Verstappen and try and get away. Okay, here we go. Right behind Ocon. Let's try and set him up for a move here. He won't be particularly fast in the McLaren Honda, which has been a disappointing car this season. Here we go, picking up the toe. It is a McLaren, so we've still got something left in a straight line compared to this car. It's the one car we can try and compete with in a straight line, and even still I can't make the move. So this goes to show how bad the Audi power unit is. I'm really just so frustrated with it, all honesty. But here we go. Oh, I just can't get past Verstappen's right my chaff. He's going to pass a pair of us on the straight. I just know he is. Right, I'll set myself up for a good run here onto the hangar straight, taking the wider line through Chapel. And then open up the DRS here. I want to try and stay in Ocon slipstream as long as possible, and then pull to the inside. There we go. Not let Verstappen get past. There we go. Perfect. That was absolutely spot on. Not disturbing Ocon's rhythm. He's now taking the normal line ahead of Verstappen here. So now let's try and pull away. Right, there's a huge battle going off into turn 1 here of multiple cars, which may well give us the opportunity of getting points this race. There's a lot of cars here, and they're all being held up by, I think that's Van Dorn. So we've got to be very smart about this. This is basically a throwback to Spain. We've got to be very intelligent. We're in rich mix. We've got good tyres. I know Stroll's in there, and he's got a few issues with his car. So let's play very smartly, and we can make a few moves here. So let's try and be intelligent. Meanwhile, Verstappen's still in the back of me here. So we need to try and get these cars in between myself and him. Meanwhile, Alonso, look how far down the order he is. This goes to show how we've struggled this race as a team. But here we go. We're going to just play intelligent, make the move, spot the gaps, and make a nice easy overtake. So we get past Alonso. Now we're right on the back of Perez. Let's pick up a toe here. Look, I'm actually falling behind already. Right, I'm just going to basically follow him through. These two up ahead are going to go very slowly into Cop's corner here. Very slowly. Jesus. Right, I'm getting too frustrated. I'm going to have to pull out the toe here. Oh wow, Alonso's going at me. Jesus. Right, okay, let's set ourselves up here for a good exit. These three cars are the fastest in terms of straight line speed on the grid. So we've got a workout here. DRS on Stroll and Perez. Let's try and make a double overtake. This is what I've got planned. We've got some good speed here. We've got good tyres up the inside of the pair of them. There we go. Right. Efficient overtaking. Now, Rosenqvist up next. Let's try and set him up for possibly the Wellington straight. So here we go. Or maybe even into turn 3. We get a good run through 1 and 2. So here we go. On to lap 21. I think the best we're going to get is maybe P8 this race if we get past the trainer, because I think P8 is where the top position is. So let's try and make that a reality, and I'd be happy with that position. So here we go. Into turn 3. Wasn't as close as I thought to Rosenqvist. He's got some good pace on those tyres. We're behind a couple of Toro Rossos here. Going to swing back, cut back underneath, pick up the traction, and now wait for the DRS. And let's see what our straight line speed is like compared to this guy. I think we're going to fall back quite substantially, so we've got to play this intelligently. We're going to be very quick on the brakes, because obviously they're all tripping each other up. We've got Leclerc and Van Dorn holding everybody up. So here we go. I'm going to go for the outside this time, instead of the inside on Alonso. Let's try and make it work. Avoid doing a Sebastian Vettel 2.0, and there we go. Pick up the traction. I just can't pull ahead of Rosenqvist. Oh wow, he's really squeezing me out there. Right, let's go into the inside a little bit, pinch him. Can I go on the outside of turn 1? Or sorry, the old turn 1? Yes, I can just about. I mean, I'm pushing the track limits a bit, but oh no, here he comes again. Just so fast in a straight line, honestly. Go away. It's like a fly. Just piss off. Right, there we go. We're ahead of him for now. I've still got DRS on the guy's head, which is crucial, and I've got a bit of a gap behind, so I don't think we're going to get caught up on this straight. I don't think, anyway. I might be proved wrong, but I think I'm okay. Leclerc's making the move on Van Dorn meanwhile, so I'm going to try and pick up the scraps here. This could be multiple overtakes in very swift succession, so let's be intelligent. Alright. Oh, wow. End plate. Why are they going so slow? They're just going so slow. Right, doesn't matter. Damage, no problem. It's only yellow front wing, so I can cope with that. I just have to clear these cars and then defend for my life. Right. Turn 1, let's take it a little bit easier. I'm going to have not as much downforce as I normally do. Pushing as hard as I can in terms of straight line speed. I've just got nothing in a straight line. Honestly, it's so frustrating. Right, let's make a move here because I'm getting frustrated. Up the inside of Gasly. Squirt the power on, squeeze him out. And now open up the DRS and try and get past Danny Kvyat. We've got points right ahead of us here. So if we get points, I'll be very happy after what happened earlier. So here we go. Into Luffield and Brooklands. Alright, there we go. That's the run I wanted. There we go. Putting off the Alonso move again up the inside of Kvyat this time. Just got the power on, nice and on the exit. We've got yellow flags, so that's behind us. Someone's had an issue further back. I think it's been in contact somewhere, but here we are behind Charles Leclerc in the Prema, and Stoffel, Van Dorn and the McLaren who's doing a good job of getting points for the black and orange team. But here we go then. Into Magnussen Beggs, it's just us three here in a little train, so I'm going to try and pick the pair of them off on the hanger straight. So let's set ourselves up once again for a good exit, taking the wide entry to Chapel, squirt the power on early, and now open up the DRS. And here we go then, let's see what we can do into a Stowe corner. Leclerc's very fast in that Prema car. I've got a good run on Van Dorn. I'm going to go up the inside of Van Dorn, and also Leclerc. Wasn't expecting to get past Leclerc there, but he went so slowly, and I think Leclerc's gone off. He's out of the race. Wow, that's a weird one. I don't know what's happened there, but we got a VSC, so there we go. But I need to see a replay of that because I don't know what happened to Leclerc there, but weird. That was a really weird incident. Either way, we're up into P8 now, so we're in the points. I don't think we're getting anything else out of this race unless pace with damaged front wing is pretty good. So yeah, I think this is going to be our finishing position here today. Right, through the hanger straight for the final time. I'm pretty much matching pace with Hulkenberg and Van Dorn up ahead. They're having a good little battle, but the front wing damage and the tyres, which are starting to go off slightly now, I've made it pretty much impossible for me to catch them. Daniel Ricciardo has picked up the win for Ferrari, and I believe Ferrari's first win of the season, and finally the Scuderia, after last season where I almost won the championship for them, after all the upgrades, they're finally starting to pick up race wins. So we come through for P8, not too bad. I'll take that. You know, I said at the start of the race the top 5 were doing quite good, but P8, absolutely fine. I'm glad I got points because the car really had nothing here today. I don't know what it was, but the whole weekend we struggled, but luckily me and Alonso pulled out the bag in qualifying. But in the race, there was just nothing there in terms of performance. So the car really just overall struggled so much. So I'm just glad that we managed to get something this race. So yeah, overall, pretty good. And yeah, we're going to move into the final race results. Right, looking at the final race results, you can see that Ricciardo obviously won the race. Very good race result for him with Lewis Hamilton in P2 in his home race, and Vettel getting P3, so a double podium finish for Ferrari. Much needed points for them, and a big momentum boost going into the second half of the season, with Carlos Sainz in P4, and then Romain Grosjean in P5 for Haas Monster Racing, and Kevin Magnussen in P7 also for Haas Monster Racing there. So really good result there for the Haas boys, with Nico Hulkenberg in P6 for Renault, also incredible result from P14 on the grid, and then myself in P8, Van Dorn in P9, also good result for him, and Danny Kvyat in the points, starting from last place. So a couple of really good recoveries there, and overall good results. And what that means for the Driver Championship is that I'm still ahead by 17 points from Bottas due to Bottas' disqualification. So somehow, in the race where I had least pace, I've actually still pulled away because of Bottas getting disqualified due to the safety car altercation. Now Sainz is right up behind Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton and Vettel picking up big points this race to get themselves back on track, and also Daniel Ricciardo. So things are getting tighter at the top, with Alonso still sitting pretty in P8 there. And finally, looking at the constructors, Mercedes are 49 points ahead of Audi, and Red Bull are pretty much within literally a couple of good results of overtaking Audi there, only 12 points behind. So it looks like Audi could be slipping down to P3 very soon, with me and Alonso not really getting enough points, and we can't really compete with the car as it is right now. So hopefully the upgrade package for Spa arrives soon enough, because we're going to really need it. But nevertheless, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, then please do leave a big thumbs up on the video so we can try and smash 125 likes. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you can subscribe to my channel for future F1 content, with F1 2017 just around the corner, that'd also be absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't missed any of the videos on screen right now, then I do urge you to go check them out if you haven't done so already. But I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.